And we're back, and now we're looking at 8.3.3 of Feb March 2016. Determine the x-coordinates of the turning points of F. Okay, let's go to the whiteboard. Alright, so they want me to determine just the x-coordinates of the turning points of F, and that's for 4 marks. Now, we should know by now that if I want to determine the turning points, so here's 8.3.3, to determine the turning points of any curve, all I've got to do is I've got to find the derivative and then equate the derivative to 0, because remember, at a turning point, the gradient of the turning point will be 0. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to work out f dashed of x, and that is the derivative of x. So if I do the derivative, it then becomes 6x squared minus 46x plus 80. Okay, so that's my derivative, and I've used my derivative rules to get to here. And then what I do is I equate this to 0. You'll notice that I can pull out a common factor of 2 here, and then I have 3x squared minus 23x plus 40 is equal to 0. And note that if I divide both sides by 2, I can get rid of the 2. Now, what I have here is a quadratic formula, also an equation of a parabola. So I'm going to use the cross method to factorize this. So here's what I'm going to do. On the left side of the cross, I'm going to write 3x squared, 3x and x, and remember that's because 3x times x gives me 3x squared. On the right hand side of the cross, I'm going to write factors of 40 that are going to, when I cross multiply and add, are going to give me negative 23x. So I'm going to try, if I tried minus 8 and minus 5, okay, and this is purely from practice that I'm trying this. I think that this combination would work. I would then get negative 8x and negative 15x, and if I add negative 8 to negative 15, you'll notice that I get negative 23. So I know that this is the correct, these are the correct factors. So I will then get 3x minus 8 into x minus 5 is equal to 0. And then I get x is equal to 8 over 3, or x is equal to 5. So these are the x-coordinates of the turning points. Now, do exactly what the question asks. They ask you for the x-coordinates, so don't waste time by finding the y-coordinates just yet. Right? It's 4 marks, and let me show you the marking scheme. Right? You can see they've done pretty similar stuff. They haven't really shown how they factorized, and I remind you that you can use any method that you want. So you could have used the quadratic formula if you find that faster. I just find this method faster, which is why I used it, and that is your answer.